Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Isaac Umbras, and today we are back in Enthusia Professional Racing, where we get to drive the lovely 1971 Corvette in the C3 generation. This thing is a beaut. It's a beautiful machine, and we are going to be driving it, and it's gonna be lovely. So let's dive right in. Wait, hang on a sec, did I adjust the settings? Let's do that first. Yeah? Because the last thing we want... Yeah, okay. Yeah, the last thing we want is the vehicle to be just a little bit too... unwieldy. Let's give it a little more top speed. Yeah, no, the does have positive traction as well. It does have the limited slip differential. Look at that, man. That looks... Mwah, that looks yummy. Alright, let's see what options we got. American Car Limited Race. We got a race on a Nürburgring. We got a race in Pacific Gateway. Let's take this American vehicle into this American city streets. And let's do this. Now, this thing has beautiful... Oh, yeah. This is nice. You listen to that V8. This year was the last hurrah of the big power Corvettes as well. Zero, welcome, hey! Oh, is it be doing well? It is indeed a... Oh yeah, it is a... Whoa, very slidey car. Very slidey car. But it is nice. We're stuck... we do have some higher competition in the race though. A lot of more modern, at least modern in terms of this game's, you know, framing. Japanese performance vehicles. So we will do all we can to not only keep it off of the wall, but maybe try to get a podium spot. But how have you been? Hopefully you're well. Hopefully you're ready for Suzuka in a couple of days. Oh boy. Alright, the tail is a little spicy. Softening the rear helped a little. I gotta brake way earlier though. Gotta remember this thing does not have modern brakes. Teaching to respect the classics. I hope so. Whoa. You don't have any ABS or anything like that here. So you do need to be a little bit careful. I'm also playing manual with clutch, so gotta make sure this is all good. There we go. Okay. Making it nice and smooth through here. Vaguely smooth. Yeah, the NSX though, it is a little bit quicker. Doing well, thank you. Oh, gosh. Feeling a pause, but Suzuka, now be ready, come racing. Nice. I'm feeling okay-ish about it. Like, I can get into the two-minute flats, but I think Biggie and Omet might have me beat, so I might be the third fastest Technoburst driver that day. But time will tell. I might get lucky. I might be able to get a strategy call that works out, as that usually is where I'm a little bit better. That's definitely not on pace compared to other people. Oh boy. Okay. I think I need to set it towards a little bit more top speed. And I should probably also adjust the toe, front and rear toe. Because under braking, the rear just wants to step out. And I can't adjust brake bias. So I want to adjust toe then for a little bit less of that obnoxious, overturning. Super Cylinder. Welcome for GT. Right now we are trying to control a Corvette. DJ being moved to silver class and now P2M. Ooh. 3 points behind Ian. Oh, alright. I gotta let Ian know that though. Yeah, you've been doing pretty good in VTrack in the M class and everything. You're learning quite a bit and all that, which is good. That's the big thing, especially with like, you know, the class systems and everything, is to give, you know, space for people to actually, you know, learn the ropes and all that stuff. And, you know, gradually kind of improve their racecraft, improve their pace and everything, while still having, you know, actual championship fights to, you know, fight for and all that. Oh boy, okay, keep it steady, keep it steady. I gotta do a little bit of maintenance throttle on this. It's a great friend of mine, as a pretty few Technoverse peeps, so... Oh yeah, like basically, I want... Like, obviously I want, you know, Technoverse to, you know, absolutely do well, because, you know, it's my team and everything. But I also want really close races that, you know, have, you know, a lot of the good battles and everything. A boring victory isn't as fun as a hard-fought second. To say I'm gonna see the F1 movie like this night. Oh, sweet. It's pretty alright. Like, the production quality is pretty good. You know, it's basically, that movie to F1 is what the early Fast and the Furious movies are to street racing and like the early 2000s car culture. Like, it's pretty enjoyable. You gotta have to turn your brain off just a little bit though to like fully enjoy it. Cause there's definitely moments where it's like, oh gosh, they don't know. They don't know what they're talking about. But like it's not too bad. Should I keep it in second to this corner? Engine's torquey enough for it, I think. Alright, so a solid second place might be the best we can hope for. I am gonna adjust the toe to try to prevent the rear from stepping out nearly as much. I might open up the rear differential just a little bit too, as I think that might be causing some of the problems. Like, on throttle, it's not too bad. But under braking, especially in like downhill sections, the rear just wants to go. Welcome, Nunya. Yeah, I am in the C3 Vette, the 71 Vette with the 454 cubic inch V8 big block. I believe it's the LS. The LS, is that the LS5 or the LS6 big block in this one? About the Corvette rant. Oh, no. Yeah, no upgrades there. We bunked the wall just a little bit too much. At least our ranking didn't have too many issues. Alright, so let's see. Under braking, the rear end stepped out too much. Par for the course for the older cars. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna dial that bit back out a bit. I'm gonna have a little bit less negative front camber. I want a little bit more there, and I want a little bit more unlocked. LS5? Well, let's see. If it has the... Let's see. If this has the... Oh, the 425 horsepower. So this is the LS6, actually. This is really nice to catch one of your streams. Ah, yeah. Thanks for stopping by the way. I know I stream at weird times compared to like, especially like if a lot of people, like a lot of like the Euro people and everything, or even like, you know, like the West Coast side of things. Like I know over there, like a lot of people are like just getting off of work and all that stuff, so it makes things just a little bit tricky. But this is like the few times that like I'm not horrifically busy. In terms of either with work, you know, it gives me time to actually make dinner at home, you know, do most of the kind of like bookkeeping stuff and all that stuff, and then actually, you know, have time to be ready for stream. And even then, with work running a bit later, with things being kind of hectic, I have been a few minutes late to start the streams here and there. like at max 5, but still a little bit unacceptable in my opinion. I need to definitely get myself together. There we go. Alright, so this is the LS6 engine because it's got the 425 horsepower. Apparently only around 188 71 Corvettes were made with this engine. Okay, that's a lot more controllable on the brakes now. It's a little bit understeery, but I will take a slight bit of controllable understeer over the car literally just trying to kill me under braking. You really need to be early on the brakes too. Keep it in second gear. Keep it in second gear, Isaac. Oh boy. Actually, maybe if I lock the rear differential. So I notice I'm getting a little bit of a one tire fire on corner exits, which might be leading to some instability. Whoa, like there. Managed to catch it. But yeah, this was the last of the big power and big displacement Vettes for a while. Partially because of the strict, increasingly strict emissions regulations in the U.S. during the early 70s. Things like adding the catalytic converters, running the lower compression because of using the unleaded fuels, as well as the switch from the switch from the gross horsepower, which is the horsepower measured at the crank of the engine, to net horsepower, which is horsepower measured with all the accessories installed, you know, the alternator, you know, all of the exhaust systems, all of that installed, which do have result in some level of horsepower decrease. This is quite the circuit testing it too. Oh yeah, another cool thing is with the name Lowensteering, which in German, the Lowen is German for lion. I forget the steering part adds to it. But if you look at the track map in the top left, it actually kind of looks a little bit like a lion or a kitty cat. I am on the tail of the kitty cat right now. And for that reason alone, and the fact that you have the backwards radion here, got the banks for turn 1, the multiple hairpins and everything. It's just a really fun track. Like if you haven't played Enthusia, they make some really good. They make some really good areas, very good tracks to race on. Although it is a little bit limited in comparison to like Gran Turismo 4 and all that stuff. Especially like the permanent circuits is only like if you include the licensed ones, 1, 2, 3, like four licensed ones total. You get the Nürburgring, Nordschleife, Tsukuba, Lowensteering, and then Speedyapolis Ring, which is the in-game version of Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Yeah, I mean that's what I call that corner anyway, because instead of going downhill and left, right, left, it goes downhill and right, left, right. Okay. Right, I have a little bit of work to still cut out for me for this car. First gear is probably also death on it. Welcome Team 7, hope you're well. Oh yeah, gotta be a little bit careful. No traction control, massive amount of torque. Gotta be careful, gotta be careful. Yeah, I think we should probably keep it in the slightly lower RPM range. It does have a wide torque, wide power band, so we shouldn't need to worry too much, I think. It is also hard to trail brake on controller. Alright, we want to brake just before The pea gravel here. Oh, big slide, big slide, big slide, big slide. Save it. Second gear. Okay, we would need to brake. We need to brake earlier and more in a straight line. The rear end just wants to go, I think. Try to think what else would cause that under braking. We can't adjust the R bars. We can't adjust the ride height. If I lower the rear like a click or two, that may do it, actually. But yep. Alright, backwards ready on time. Keep it in 4th gear. There we go. Much cleaner that time round. Yeah, okay. So lower the rear ever so slightly. We want to increase the lock on the differential, actually, because I'm getting the one tire fire now. Let's see. What else do I need to do? Well, we at least got some weight reduction, which is good. So let's see. To lower the rear, that'll shift the weight backwards a bit, give us some stability. And it will give us a bit of negative rake. But that's not too bad. Already softened the rear a little bit as well. A little bit more towards top speed, and let's go back to a more locked rear differential. Actually, I'm gonna stiffen both up, but I'm gonna keep the rear still softer than the front. Let's go. There we go. That might help us a little bit. All right, let's see. All right, let's go to Autumn Mountain. One of my favorite tracks as well. Beautiful fall foliage. Lots of sweeping corners. This one's a great track as well. If you like Autumn Ring from the Gran Turismo games, this definitely kind of gives you the similar vibe. Though it's a little bit more of a kind of suburban street course versus Autumn Ring's dedicated permanent circuit vibes. But it's still genuinely beautiful. This one's kind of set in like a Japanese suburbia or kind of rural area anyway. Oh, the handle's so much better. That did it there. Yeah, this is better. Holy moly. Okay, lowering the rear helps out. Alright, into the tunnel. Yeah, this track, it's a shame that the game doesn't like being played on hardware mode. Whoa. But even on software mode, like it looks pretty solid. Like you get like a lot of the, you know, the bright vibrant colors. And it especially looks good when you have, you know, like either a classic vehicle or like an open top road going car. And you know, the bright colors as well to really kind of match the scenery. Oh gosh, okay, I don't like driving in third person in this game though. I lose track of the weight of my vehicle. Alright, let's try to get back ahead of the Cerbera. Come on, LS6 power. Use this 4-speed to our advantage. A little bit of a nudge, another nudge. 5-second penalty to Isaac Umbras, causing an avoidable collision. Ooh, okay, a little bit of a twitch here. Starting to try to increase the pace a little bit. There we go, alright, we can get a potential cut back on them. This is sort of sim racing, can do anything except cockpit assembly. Yeah! Like the more arcade racers, like the Need for Speed games or like Midnight Club and all that stuff, Yeah, I prefer the third person view there because I get a better sense of my surroundings and all that. But for like more closer to like Sims or Simcades, like Enthusia, Gran Turismo, all of that, I enjoy the either the bumper or the cockpit view if I can get away with it. Just because I don't really like. Whoa! It gives me a better sense of how my car is rotating. Yeah. Plus also with like, especially with the Midnight Club games, you can be kind of sloppy with them and still do well as long as you know how to keep your momentum up and everything. Alright, we want to brake before the 50-meter marker. This is... It's still an older vehicle. It's got older tires. Yeah. Like if you can I don't think I've ever met anyone that does like sim racing in third person view. Absolute madness if they do. But yeah, but like if they can run like quicker laps and run cleaner in third person, then by all means, like sure, run it. At the end of the day, those still games. Oh, for real. Like I've tried doing one lap in a Assetto Corsa Competizione in third person just to see what it's like, because they give the option, and no, I completely like. I lose the feel of the weight of my car. I can't imagine the center. I can't imagine how it's rotating through the corners in third person compared to either like cockpit view. Alright, we're keeping pace with the TVR though. American muscle versus British elegance. And about 3 decades that separate these two vehicles as well. 3 decades in the Atlantic Ocean. And yet there's still barely a thing to pick between the two of them. Yeah, bumper cam. I've seen a lot of people use bumper cam. Especially in like the Gran Turismo games. But like, yeah, I don't know how people can do the third person in like, especially like the more dedicated sims. And it's just tricky. Man, I'm running out of road here. I'm running out of road here, chat. I only got about a lap left. I gotta find a way to get past them, and soon. Alright, come on, into the slipstream. Not exactly the most aerodynamic of vehicles. Oh, they braked early. A little bit of a nudge there, but that's alright. Can we keep the lead now? Oh, come on, don't give me any fishtailing out of that corner. There we go. Alright, first sector. Come on, let's keep the rear planted. If I could soften the rear R bar, I'd do that. Just one click would probably help out with getting the power down on the exit of the corners. Still though, I mean, for a 70s vehicle, the Corvette's probably one of the better handling ones, given it has the independent or semi-independent rear suspension with the longitudinal, so not longitudinal, the transversely mounted, no! Why do you make me eat my words, Corvette? Why do you make me eat my words, Corvette? But anyway, it has the transversely mounted leaf spring that's mounted at the center of the differential as well, or right along that area. and it allows the left and the right wheels at the rear to operate semi-independently of each other. You still get some motion transfer, but considerably less compared to a live rear axle that a lot of other American cars at the time had. There we go, that's a level up at least. Get us better tires, please. Tires more than anything else. Ooh, boy. Alright, our rankings stayed mostly the same. Alright, not bad. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Big ol' iron block did us well there for the most part. Had I not yammed it into the wall, I think we would have gotten a solid first place. Alright, let's see what else we got. Tsukuba, we can race at Tsukuba. For those of you that are a little bit less familiar with this game, oh god, thank you for the advice, getting practicing something. Yeah, you're welcome. Glad I could help. Corvette's listening to us. Yeah, it was like, oh, you're praising my handling? Well, what if I didn't handle? But yeah, no, like, honestly, like, I want to see people, you know, get better and all that stuff. That's a big thing. Because then it makes the competition better, it puts on better shows for all the viewers and all that stuff. Gives, you know, better, cleaner, more thought out battles and everything. Oh, we're getting bumped. Took it past, see ya, goodbye, I drive past you once. Yeah, okay. I'll give you a wave as well. Yeah, I love Tsukuba. Tight, technical. It'd be a great track for Formula E. Like, honestly, I wish that the Japanese E-Prix would be held here. Whoa, that's moving under braking. Oi! 5-second penalty to Ocon. 5-second penalty to Ocon. Alright, come on, power. Come on. Got a, what, 7-liter V8 versus a 3.2-liter V6. Yeah. Easy, easy. Alright. Oh! A little bit of a nudge there. 5-second penalty to Isaac Umbras for causing a collision. Thankfully, no spins here. What? No, the C3s had the least spring as well, to my knowledge. 7.4 liter. Yeah, absolutely massive displacement. Like, holy moly. Like, that's a lot of soda bottles. Alright, I'm gonna go to the outside. I'm gonna see if I can't swing it around the outside of the Camaro. Oh, never mind. Okay, we managed to beat them under braking. I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Come on. Man, that iron block though is heavy at the front. Some of the earlier Corvettes also had aluminum block V8s, but this one has the iron block instead. Lower compression, but still lots of power. 9-to-1 compression ratio. No, this one doesn't? Okay. I just sworn it did, but I might be wrong. Maybe makes Sigma looks bigger than it actually is. Yeah, the scale might be a little bit off. But I mean, it's, you know, it's a PS2 game. I'll deal with a little bit of inaccuracies here and there if it still has, you know, if it's still fun to drive. 9-liter V8. I mean, 9-liter engines and larger have existed. What vehicles exactly they were used on? I can't remember. Yeah, this is a bit of a later PS2 game. Around 2005 is when it came out, and it's different than Gran Turismo in that it's the career mode's a lot more like open-ended, and whatever car you drive, the game will try to match vehicles that are similar-ish in performance. And it was, I don't know, I quite like it. Because you can basically take any vehicle and you can be kind of competitive. And also, I like that it rewards trying to go for the underdog victories with the odds system as well, which is a really cool feature. Prevents you from just going, well, this is the fastest car in the game, I'm gonna drive this and win every race. A tractor engine. Yeah, some of the earlier Vettes, like the really high-end ones had the aluminum blocks, but this one had the LS6 was an iron block, a bit heavier, and it kind of shows in a way the vehicle handles a bit. Come on, easy. Welcome Smash Killer. Fun fact this game, the physics is so realistic you can do the floating real gutter and initially in Nürburgring. Yeah. You can use the curbs to kind of essentially like pull your vehicle through the corners and everything like that. Which is really cool. Yeah, that was super rare. Really nice though. It's crazy that like back then like they were basically like racing only engines, whereas nowadays like aluminum blocks are a lot more commonplace. Just shows the improvements in the the engine technology and material sciences that we've gone through to make durable, high performance aluminum block engines for even semi-common vehicles. Like the Cobalt SS had aluminum block. The oh, what was the L? Oh, I can't remember the exact code. But the inline 4 turbo engine from the later Cobalt SS's, those ones that also were used on like the HHRSS and the Ion Redline and all that stuff. Yeah. Production costs went down for them because we got better at making them. LNF, thank you. I'm like, it's not an LS engine, because I think like the LS was the supercharged version, the inline for like the LS4 or something like that was the supercharged inline 4 that was used on the earlier Cobalt SS's, I think. I might be slightly off on that. I know the LS4 was inline 4 engine, but wasn't the turbocharged one. There we go. More points. Give me them upgrades. The way the upgrade system works is basically the more you drive in a race, and the higher you perform, like the higher you finish, and the less assists you have, the more points you get. The LSJ is the one on the supercharged Ecotech. Yeah. There's so many LS series engines. It's hard to keep track of them. All right, let's see. You know, let's race at Speediopolis. We haven't done an oval race yet. Oh, hi, kitty. You wanna say hi to the people? No? Okay. The cat's like, ooh, a lap. Okay, I've enjoyed my lap. I'm gone now. The LS was a transverse application of the LS engine. That might be it actually. Yeah. Like I know GM made a front wheel drive LS engine, and I know GM made the LS inline 4, but I think I got the numbers mixed up. Thank you for that clarification. I appreciate that. But yeah, now we at totally not Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is the legally distinct Speediopolis Ring, That's also a 2.5 mile box oval with 11-degree banking and similar-ish grandstand locations and everything. I mean, kind of. That part's a little bit less true because there's usually a lot more grandstands at Indianapolis compared to Speedyapolis Ring. But I mean, this is basically Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but with the serial numbers filed off. Oh, that sounds. That sounds nice. I gotta be careful though. It is a car that's okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I don't always have the ability while racing to quick double check my facts, so I'm pretty sure off memory this is correct. Plus in a Buick and a Pontiac. Wasn't it also in the Buick LaCrosse? It was all not a Buick. It was also in, well, yeah, the Buick like LaCrosse something. But yeah, it was like the SS Impala Monte Carlo. LaCrosse Super, thank you. Yeah, the LaCrosse Super and like the Pontiac, wasn't a Pontiac Grand Am, right? It was something like that. But yeah, basically like the full-sized, the Grand Prix GXP, right? Got it. Oh, those vehicles are like some of the ultimate. I mean, less so now because people kind of like know about them. But like back in the day, there was some serious sleepers as well. Could you think, oh, it's a family sedan, you know? It's like, it's not really that fast, but they had some power to them. The big issue though is you needed to upgrade if you're doing any mods to the engine. You needed to really make sure you upgraded the transaxles, because those things were really fragile and were barely holding on in the stock application of the engine. You start putting more power, doing force induction with the with those, and you need to you need to upgrade the transaxles. Yeah, the LS4 is one of the big popular swaps for the Fieras, as well as the 3.8 liter supercharged V6. That was in the earlier Pontiac Grand Prix. That one is also is a pretty popular swap for the Fiera, just because the engines themselves got some solid power got some solid bang for the buck, and also they are you know, super cheap, pretty plentiful, and they fit pretty. I mean, you got to do a little bit of fabrication, but not like a lot of fabrication. You can be really set from a 4. That's the 4OE. That's the transmission, right? The automatic transmission. No, I'm talking about also the actual like axles part of it. Those would break very frequently. In the transmission itself was pretty alright, but I'm talking about also like the actual like axles and everything. Those would break very frequently if you didn't swap them out with something sturdier. If you upgraded any of the LS4 powered cars, those were pretty. Those were a little bit fragile. The transmission itself was alright. Nothing to write home about, but like, you know, it could handle enough. Ah, right, the transverse, the 4TE, yeah. No, the 4T, yeah. Gosh, so alphanumericals are so difficult to actually remember. Because you're like, alright, it's hard to, like, you know, put a name to just a set of random numbers and letters. Whereas, you know, actual... This is why we nickname stuff like that as well, because otherwise it's just... it's just kind of ridiculous. Like, yeah, the numbers and letters make it easy to categorize and code and everything on a technical side of things. But, like, actually remember makes it a little bit tricky. Alright, come on, don't back it up into the corner. One more corner to go, come on. Let's bring it home, let's bring it home. There we go. And across the line. Woo! Nice. Now, despite being an iron block, though, the this LS6 does have aluminum heads, which do help save a little bit of weight and improve the heat dissipation of the engine as well, which also help it reach a little bit higher RPM for a pushrod engine. It also has the open chamber design, which is nice. Oh, the foil is found in some BM. Really? That's interesting. It must have been like around like the early 2000s, like some of the like the 1 or like the 3 series maybe. Something like that. Ooh, alright, we got a Thanksgiving race. I'll pass on that for now. We do got a race of Victoria Road though, which is nice. Head to London. Get a big V8 power muscle car in the land of the bong. The bing bong. There we go. Boop. Alright, we're good, we're good. We're mostly good. Keep it up through the corners. There we go, there we go. D30 of the 3 series. Really? Okay. That's pretty impressive then. Must have been some pretty good transmissions then for BMW to make them, you know, to deem them worthy of some of their vehicles. And the 5 series as well. Okay, okay. Oh boy. There we go. We're good. We're good. We're good through there. E36. Okay, so basically like the mid 90s. So like the portion I'm doing it having a Corvette, right? Yeah. Okay, gotta brake way earlier there. The jump definitely causes issues with the balance of the car. Easy to maintain in a BMW. Oh gosh. What were they smoking? At least one thing now, those vehicles is easy to maintain. I jest. I've worked on a few older BMWs. They're not terrible. The Vano system is still a pain in the ass, even to this day, but you know, could be worse. Okay, so pretty much through the entire BMW 90s. Nice. Whoa! Step out the rear. Full on Tokyo drift it through the corners. Gosh, I hate to see how this thing is in the wet. Yeah, I'm not sure I wanna race in the wet. The E46 was the last mechanically sound BMW. Yeah. To be fair, I'm not really worked on much later than an E46 generation. I guess you can consider like the later 2000 Z4s, but only kind of. Those aren't terrible. Electrically annoying, but otherwise not bad. E90. Didn't it also have the V10, I think? Which one had the V10? Cause holy moly, I don't care how annoying that engine would be. I love my V10s. $632. Gosh, that is huge. That is a chungus of an engine. Yeah, I'm trying to remember which generation M5 had the V10. The E90 was the 3 Series. That was the one that was after like the E46. 10.4 liters. Huge. What do you what will that even fit in? Like what can you even fit that in? That's gotta be absolutely massive. Like unless you're making like a custom chassis or whatever. I don't know how you'd fit that in anything. I mean, yeah, it's a push-rod engine, but it's still 10 liters. Like that is still big. So I doubt they're making all that extra displacement from the stroke instead of the bore. Like that, it's got to be, you know, kind of wide and kind of long then. Yeah, thirsty engine as well. Like holy moly, the amount of torque that would produce. You could juice press like an elephant with that engine. You could cold press juice. Like holy moly. E60, okay, thank you. Not the E90. E90's the 3 Series. E60 had the V10. God, alphanumerics are a pain. Alphanumerics are a pain. I do like the sound of my V10s though. Like holy moly. Nut. Absolute nut. It's a bit of a shame that the newer baby Lambo is going away from the V8 the V10 and is going to a V8, I think. Or the E63 M60, yeah. That one also had the V10. Gotta be careful. This Vette ain't exactly the best for city streets. Yeah, imagine like the Pro Touring, you know, you get that low end torque and everything with the upgraded suspension and all that stuff. Probably gives it that good launch from the start. Yeah, they kind of have a bit more of a lower end grunt. It's still nice though. There we go. Got that as well. Oh, hi, kitty. You're wandering a lot tonight. It's been storming quite a bit today. So my kitty, she's freaking out a little bit. And she's like, human, it's raining. I know it's raining. Don't worry, we're safe here. But human, it's raining. And then she'll run upstairs to my wife and be like, human, it's raining. Aftermarket aluminum big blocks. Yes. Absolute nut. We should be solid here. 5,000. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. The sheer amount of air you're moving through that, and the amount of mass as well that you're moving through that engine is just crazy. Doubly so if it's a pushrod engine, like holy moly. Nice. We got the racing brakes. You can hear the squeal under the braking. Oh, that is cool. Big block double overhead cam VM motor. But not a North Star. New expensive steel? I'm gonna need a little bit more detail on that. I'm not quite sure what you're referring to with that Smash Killer. Like a steel alloy, or is it like a special like coating on the steel? Oh, that is cool. The big block double overhead cam V8. It's a shame the Corvette GTP didn't do too well, all things considered. It was a cool project. But oh well, we got GM doing well in prototype racing now with the Cadillacs. Oh my gosh, they were so nice at Watkins Glen, second and third, rounding out the podium. Very good pace the entire race. Very nice. Oh boy. Yeah, but I mean, it's the Sterling Moss quote. To finish a race first, you must first finish the race. But yeah, huge power as well, which is nice. Just unreliable. Oh boy. Ooh. Uh-oh. That's not good. I got a little bit too carried away there. Under the brakes. Yeah, the Nissans were crazy. It's like 5 types of steel that people typically have custom engines ordered with. Last year there's a new hyper expensive 6. I'll have to look that up then, because I'm not familiar with that. Alright, come on. 7.4 liters versus 1.3 liters. Whoa! Okay. Buddy, you didn't give me any space there. Yeah, the Lola. I kinda miss Lola. They made some great chassis, even up into the early like 2010s with the American Le Mans series. The Mazdas there. But they just kind of like, is Lola still around? I haven't seen too many Lola chassis cars nowadays. Everything's either like Dallara or like Ligier or Orica as like the big three. I don't really see any Lolas anymore. The electromotive will modify them to points. Oh, okay. Orica absorbed it. Dang, they got eaten by the Orca. The killer whale ate them. Dang, Orcas. $35,000 for an engine. I mean, I must want to be using like the super crazy high-end builds. I'm not sure what that is, but I'll have to take a look at that. I know after this race I need to get a quick drink of water as well. Got a slight tickle in my throat. Here we go, nice and smooth through the corners. In the third, basically what I call like the third sector of the Nürburgring Nordschleife. After the carousel up to the Dottinger Row. Oh boy. Yeah, don't worry, I'll hydrate after the race. You also just have a slight. They moved my seat, they moved my cubicle at my work, and now I'm like right under the AC vent. I had to literally get my hoodie from my car and wear that because holy moly, it just got hot. Oh, not hot. It got cold. Like I was right under the AC, and it was just like I was freezing my ass off. My boss comes around the corner and gives me like, not like a mean side eye, but more of a, "Are you okay, bro?" side eye. He sees me like, you know, bundled up in a hoodie, in the, you know, end of June, in 91 or 93 degree Fahrenheit heat, and like 80% humidity. But inside it's like 60 something, and cold. And I'm like, yeah, oh, it's 85 Fahrenheit in my house right now. Yeah, I have my AC set to like 78 in my house. Just cause it's you know, it keeps it warmish, but like not ungodly warm. Wait, Lola's back as its own thing. Woo! What are they doing now? They're racing in Formula. Oh, I forgot about the Lola Formula E team. Although it's funny because the chassis themselves are not made by Lola, they're made by Spark. That's kind of funny, actually. Yeah, cold isn't bad, but I much prefer warm. I don't really have the means of thermoregulation, so I am reptilian now. It's amazing what having no thyroid would do. Yeah, Spark had Dallara come in as a consultant when creating the chassis. Oh my god, how many weather alerts am I gonna get? Can you chill? Sorry, my phone is going crazy. My phone was going crazy there. Ah, no upgrades there. That's a bit unfortunate. All right, we need a big race. We need a big race win to help get this leveled up. All right, U.S. Grand Prix. We could probably finish a solid third here. That RS6 is a little bit spicy. Group C. Wow, this should be a big block. Where would you even take that though? I mean, that'd be a cool build. Don't get me wrong. Be interesting trying to get that like created like road legal and everything. Wait, there's actually a Corvette GTP kit car. That's actually pretty cool. Buddy, you don't want to go on the apron. You don't want to go on the apron. To my grave, it'd probably be undrivable. It'd be like oh, what's that track only Pagani that can't actually be used at the track as well because it's basically not road legal and not track legal either. Boat motor monster truck. Yeah, I mean that's probably how you got like the crazy displacement out of that. You use what you can take, you know? Oh, that is gorgeous. Although that SLM McLaren is gonna be on our rear. The SLM McLaren is gonna be on our booty very soon. And is Mongoose. Mongoose Corvette GTP kit. Alright, I gotta take a look at that later on. Give me some power. Power! Speed! Oh my word, this is nice. We have the acceleration that is keeping us ahead of the SLR that has higher top speed. We're able to really kind of put a number on it. That'd be pretty cool. You definitely need a place to really kind of use it though. Like that dedicated track though. Because imagine them ground effects would probably be terrible for road use. But for like track use, it might be pretty fun. Alright, come on, come on. Oh, that is lovely. I love the sound of this big black Corvette. I'm gonna miss it when we get it leveled up to level 10. And we gotta go to a different vehicle. Granted, we have nothing but sporty and real sports cars left, so you know, I am gladly taking those as well. Whole bunch of really awesome vehicles. Oh, the power. Topping out at 169. Nice. Miles an hour. Yeah, it should, but the driver's being really cautious. Though they have gradually been gaining on me lap after lap. So this might be it. They are in my draft now. but we will see. Yeah, it has a little bit. That's the reason it has the front, the side exit exhaust, so it can have the larger rear diffuser, uninterrupted by the by any exhaust system. The side exhaust, while looking cool, is also there for aerodynamics. It's a shame that Mercedes wanted an automatic transmission for it, because McLaren could have made something really, really cool had they been given more time to cook. I'm trying to, but remember, this game does treat old cars as having period correct tires. And even with the tire upgrades, it's still the bias ply tires with no aerodynamic downforce and a rear that's just not quite always there. Or weren't Mercedes like engine and transmission suppliers for F1 from McLaren? Like, I imagine that they could have worked something out to do that as well. Plus, it's around that time that you had Chrysler as part of the Daimler-Chrysler merger, and they were working on upgrading the they had a transmission that could handle that engine, in theory. Well, they wanted to kind of, you know, make the cars handle period correct and everything. But yeah, that's still fun though. Chrysler's using unmarked parts. Yeah, but they had outsourced the transmission, so they probably could have. Yeah. Alright, here we go. We are keeping that SLS about half a second behind on average. So, if we can keep this up, we might be okay. We got 4 to go. Our lap times have been pretty consistent as well. Lap 5 was a little bit slow. And that did allow the SLR to get a little bit closer. But still we push. Still we fight. Can you imagine being Mercedes and seeing, you know, your highest end, you know, supercar or Super Grand Tour get absolutely beaten by a 70s Corvette? Big oof. Uh-oh. Alright, that's a tap of the wall there. Yep, that'll do it. That'll do it. Alright, time for us to push ahead now. The rear just wanted to go on us just a little bit. Come on. Let's try to get some time back. No, now that they're ahead, they are not holding back. Yeah, the 5-speed instead. It's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame. Like, they could have. I wish they'd spend some time or money to develop like an actual proper manual for the car, and not some slush box transmission. Any in this game? Vaguely. This is the legally distinct, totally not Indianapolis, but just very, very similar to Indianapolis. Speedyapolis ring. But yeah, fake Indy. Costs so much money. It's a $500,000 supercar. Like, come on. They should. Like, come on. Yes, Speedy Apple. I'm having a cutoff price of costing too much money. Yeah. Which was kinda silly because Chrysler was like, hey, we can do this, and Mercedes was like, no. Well, what about this cool hypercar we could build? You want to at least like take ownership of it or anything? No. Okay. Well, what if no? Wasn't exactly an equal partnership with the Daimler Chrysler. Yeah, but $500,000 car. True. Fair. At least for the later ones, you know, like the $1 million special editions. You know, the SLR Sterling Moss and like the 722 edition and everything. Like, at least those give it a manual, like develop a manual for those ones. You're making people pay $1 million for a car with an automatic transmission. Like, the least you could do is, you know, give them a proper manual. Or at least a solid enough flippy floppy paddle shifter, you know? Several prototypes too. Yeah, one of them was even tested at Laguna Seca. Granted, with the engine detuned around like the 600 horsepower. We're doing that now. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. On one hand, it's the manual the vehicle always deserved. On the other hand, you're basically modifying a near priceless supercar. Huh. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, at least has some level of control over like how the vehicle handles and everything. You know, the gear and all that stuff. It's like a hybrid between the two. It still gives the driver control. SLR race car. I'd probably keep the supercharged V8. Oh yeah, the 722 GT, that one was cool as well. That was a beautiful machine. And it kind of helped pave the way for the SLS GT3 too. Getting Mercedes back into like dedicated, you know, GT racing and all that. Or at least, you know, planning the idea. And now they're a global powerhouse of GT racing. Lighterness. Fair. If you're already going to be increasing the power of the engine for the naturally aspirated side of things, sure. But that supercharger whine, though. Ooh, okay. Slight tap of the wall. You know what I said earlier about the big block GTP car. Uh-oh, naturally aspirated SLR race car. That's the new project. Oh boy, easy here over the corners. Over all the crests. These Californian hills do like to upset the balance of the car. But we got better tires. We got the suspension sorted out. This is where it gets quick. Or quicker, anyway. Ooh, there we go. Alright, down a gear. And the CTR. Yeah, the CTS. Oh my gosh, that thing was beautiful. That thing was beautiful as well, the CTSV. Holy moly. It's a shame there's not too many games where you can drive the CTSV race car. Basically, really only like iRacing, I think. And maybe Race Room? I gotta double check that. Whoa, boy. Easy. Down in a second. Not the problem, because of similar situation with that, how'd you use with thyroid? Oh, no, you can ask that. Oh, ask away. I had cancer. It's all going out, but last year, in the winter to spring of last year, I had cancer and I had to get my thyroid removed, as well as a couple other lymph nodes and everything. Tumor about the size of a marble. And then I had to get the radiation. Some of the early Forza games had it. Ooh, okay. Gives me even more reason to actually check out the Forza franchise. I need to do that still. Holy moly. I've been neglecting that. That's just so many games to play. There we go, there we go, there we go. Easy, 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 easy. Oop. Alright. End of the blue. Jeez, first fuck cancer. I mean, to be fair, like, oh yeah, no, things are perfectly fine. Like, of the cancers, like thyroid cancer, like, not that there's any cancer that's like good to have, but it's like, it's the one that's probably the more easily treated. Like, it's got like a 98 or 99% like success rate for, you know, being treated. The medication you have to take afterwards is like super cheap. Like, even without insurance, like a 3-month refill is like $60 for the medication I need, which compared to other medication is like, you know, okay, I'm just not gonna go out to eat one more time a month, and like I have saved up enough money to, you know, have my medicine, you know, like compared to like other medicine, which is a lot more expensive. So like, it's not, yeah, it sucks, but like, it could have been so much worse. Step out the pop pistol off someone close to me. Oh, jeez. Ah, jeez. Sorry to hear that, Zero. And sorry to hear that as well, Smash. Yeah, that is rough. The reason I called it that early is because my dad, believe it or not, my dad also had thyroid cancer, and they called it a bit later for him. And so it was basically, you know, it was, you know, new primary care physician. They were looking at my records and they were like, huh. Well, just to be on the safe side, let's you know, let's do a just for shits and giggles, let's do a yeah, I appreciate that too. And don't worry, you didn't bring the mood down. You didn't bring the mood down. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, basically it was literally like, huh, your dad had it. It's not usually genetic, but just to be on the safe side, we're gonna give you a the thing pregnant women get, the ultrasound. And they're like, okay, there's a little bit of calcification. That's a little bit strange, but like, a lot of things can cause calcification. you know, it's 50-50. Let's do a biopsy just to be sure. And then, you know, do the biopsy. You get the needle, biopsy needle in your neck and all that stuff. Which, on one hand, that was probably one of the worst parts because, ow, that's painful. And granted, I had a really nice guy doing it. Like, he was super friendly. My dad, thanks for catching it late, ended up saving us because she wouldn't have caught it earlier. Yeah, that's basically what happened with my dad and I as well. Like, if my dad didn't have it, mine would have been completely, like, undiagnosed, probably. Ooh, I like the LA blue. Let's go with the manual. Yeah, our ranking decreased just a little bit. But that's alright. What was I saying? Oh yeah, but like, so they do the biopsy and it's like, you know, it's, and I got the call December 23rd from the doctor of, oh yeah, you know, you got yeah, it came back positive. It was sorry, but we need to, like, you know, schedule operate. You know, they wanted to make sure they didn't spread the lymph nodes as well, so they did another ultrasound. Okay, well, there's some calcification in lymph nodes too, but like, we want to be extra sure, so I got another biopsy. Ow! The biopsy is literally like the worst part, in my opinion. Like that was genuinely. I had a nice guy doing it. Like, he was super sweet, yeah, you know, kind of like older gentleman. But it was one of those things where, like, you know how, like, your dentist, when they're cleaning your teeth, you know, they try to talk to you. And they, like, kind of almost expect you to respond. Like, they ask you a lot of questions. Like, I'm like, my dude, I have a needle in my neck right now. It hurts to talk. I'm happy to talk more with you after this is done. But right now, it is painful to talk. Super nice guy though. Actually, I actually still talk with him from time to time. Just, you know, he's actually really friendly. And then February 13th, I had the surgery and everything. Went in, you know, you don't eat anything like the day before and all that stuff, so you're kind of hungry. And I don't remember much about that day. I remember, you know, getting like all the prep and everything like that. And with the anesthetics, they hit me, like some anesthetics you kind of feel like you're, you know, going under, you kind of feel yourself slowly, like, you know, like fading and all that stuff. You know, they do the count back from 10, and by the time you're like at 2, you know, you're out. This was like, the guy was like, all right, applying anesthetic. And like, he didn't even finish the sentence, and I was out. Like, they hit me with that Mike Tyson 1-2 punch combo. Admittedly, I didn't sleep that well the night before because I was just nervous for the surgery. But it was one of those things where it was like, it was, just, it hit. And I remember getting wheeled back into, like, you know, like the person in the room and everything after the surgery. My neck's all, you know, stapled up and all that stuff as well. Did 20-hour live stream? Yeah, no, it was crazy. But I think I woke up and fell back asleep like 5 times over 4 hours, and each time I because my dad was there with me, I'd wake up and be like, "Oh, Dad, hey, when did you get in? What time is it?" And he'd be like, "Oh, it's 8. Oh, it's 9. Oh, it's 10. Oh, it's, you know, 1 a.m. I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's late." And I'd fall back asleep. And then finally I managed to, like, actually force myself awake at, like, 1:30. Because, like, it was one of those things where I was starting to actually get annoyed at myself. So I'm like, okay, you're sleeping. Stop sleeping. You shouldn't be sleeping this much. Wake up, dummy. But yeah. I imagine your dad, he had to go on the low iodine diet as well for the radiation too. The iodine 131, I think it is. 131, 137, something like that. I forget exactly the isotope of the iodine. But the low iodine diet, that's interesting as well. You won't believe how many things, how many different foods have iodine in them. How many foods use iodized salts? Holy moly. I will fully admit I'm addicted to caffeine. And literally, like, the only energy drink to my knowledge that was iodine safe was freaking regular Red Bull, which I absolutely do not like the taste of. I'm more of a sugar-free Monster guy, but nope. That is not lid safe. That is not lid safe at all. Actually, just gave my dad a radiated iodine for all his procedures. Yeah. Regardless of if they do like the surgery or not, you have to do the radioactive iodine afterwards to kill any of the remaining tissue. And you gotta go on that low iodine diet. I will say though, I am glad I love them PB&J Uncrustables, because that's one of like the few quick things you can eat that's lid safe. And thankfully they have like a lot more online resources now with like recipes and everything. And I've even managed to create a couple of my own and put them on the website as well. Like I had a grilled honey lime chicken with roasted asparagus. That's low iodine safe. Regular Red Bull is only a range sugar drink most of the time. I personally don't like the taste of it. Also, just so much sugar compared to like the sugar-free stuff. Like, no, not knocking the people that like it. You know, the reason it's popular is because people like the drink and everything. But like literally, like I had to be on the low iodine diet for like 2 weeks, and it was by like the second week I'm like, I need caffeine. I'm already under eating because there's not a whole lot I can eat. I need caffeine. So I got one of like the large sized, like regular Red Bulls, and I was drinking that through work. Like now because the F1, Red Bull, and Ford have the partnership, and like on the GT3s, you got the Mustang. Yeah. Funny how that works out. Funnily enough, I'm not actually a big Mercedes F1 fan, but the Mercedes GT3, the AMG GT3 is just the vehicle I vibe with the most. So I went with that, and then with the Sterling Moss number because, well, it's a Mercedes. May as well go with a famous, you know, Mercedes driver. I've always part of the VTuber's lore. And I got the triple threat, unfortunately. Radiation, chemo, oh, jeez. Yep. Thankfully, I never had to do the chemo. Hopeless Williams fanboy. Go Williams! I mean, to be fair, they're doing pretty solid right now with Sainz and Albon in them. Like they're scoring some solid points finishes. So, you know, they're doing better than the back market days for sure. Also the Ford Hypercar. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And the Hyundai one too. That's gonna be cool to see. I'm a fan of Mercedes, the brand, for 20 plus years, so it's hard for me to turn away from the GT3s. Yeah. No, honestly, like, outside of the brand loyalty, like, drive whatever you feel the most comfortable in. I don't mind the Mustang, but I much prefer the Mercedes as well. Took him almost 50. mean, they were solid in the mid 2010s as well, when the Mercedes engines gave them a big advantage. But yeah. Using Orca 7. Oh, nice. That'll be good. That'd be good to see. But yeah, for me, for the F1, I'm ashamed to admit it, but at the same time, I kind of wear it as a point of pride now. I am a Ferrari fanboy. Yeah, but I also meme about Ferrari because I know Ferrari makes the stupidest strategy decisions. I forget that Williams' most recent winner is Pastor Maldonado. Yeah. Yeah. Ow. Pastor Mal to crash show. What's a Ferrari? I know they'll probably never win another championship in my lifetime. But hey, I can still hope. Next year's our year. Jeez, that's a lot of Orca chassis cars. Yeah, get back collabing with Cadillac. You think Bottas is going to Cadillac? He'd be a solid driver. He'd be able to provide a lot of good technical insight. He'd be a good one for like a fresh team, especially with him being a test driver for Mercedes now. Like, he'd have that technical know-how. Yeah, I think Bottas would be good. We have so many manufacturers in LMDH. Holy moly. We're basically entering a new golden era of sports car racing. It's unfortunately coming at a time when open wheel racing is losing a little bit of its luster, with IndyCar still this season only having 2 different winners, which is unheard of in a nearly spec series. At least F1's been semi-interesting. But yeah, sports car racing has been absolutely crazy, and I'm loving that. And Delara's got 3. Multimatic's got like 1, I think. 1 or 2. Alright, take your Smash Killer. Yeah, Orca is 4. Okay, Multimatic did only have 1. And that's what, the BMW, right? And then Ligier has 1. Which one is the Ligier? Is that the Peugeot? Automatic support. Oh! Nice! GG on that front then. Ligier is the lamp. Oh gosh. That actually makes so much sense now. Gosh, the French and the Italians are collabing. No wonder the car is a mess. No wonder the car is a mess. You got the French and the Italians living together. The Peugeot is bespoke. Right. I believe the Alpine's Orca, right? Something like that. Because despite being WEC, they went with the LMDH classification, or, you know, formula. And then the Aston, despite being in IMSA and everything, they went with the hypercar. I believe Aston went with the LMH formula with the bespoke chassis. Or something like that. Easy, easy. Come on. Speaking of Aston's V12. They had 2 Orcas and hypercars. The first was an old LMP1 car. Yeah! Now the LMDH. Yep. The engine has an uneven amount of cylinders and has more tubes and more. Oh. It's like the time the Maserati and and Citroen collabed. Yeah. And to be fair, that car is absolutely beautiful. And it did alright at Watkins Glen too. Like, it was pretty solid on the pace until a bad strategy call late in the race put him a lap down. But it was keeping pace for the majority of the race. They just stopped at the wrong time for fuel. And C3 car came out and they went down. They went down a lap and couldn't come back. Yeah. Like I'm looking forward to seeing all the cool cars. I do wish, one thing I do wish, what Maserati Citroen? Oh gosh, what was it called? Hang on a second. The Citroen SM was one of them. And what was the other one? I mean, that was the better received Maserati Citroen collab. But there was a couple other ones as well during like the 70s that were less well received. Like, if memory serves me correctly, didn't the Maserati Merak use Citroen components too? I think the Merak used Citroen components. I have to double check that. Or if not Citroen components, like it had like some level of Citroen engineering. Because that thing was pretty dog water. Yeah. Speaking of cheap components and expensive cars, the Aston Vanquish uses a lot of interior components sourced from a lot of Lincoln cars, which was criticized at the time. A lot of plastic flips and switches and everything to help keep costs down. Which is pretty funny. You have a a 6-figure car with Ford components in it. All right, let me double check this. Yeah, the Citroen hydromatic systems were used in the Merak. That was the one that was less well received, was the Merak. That one was, it's a beautiful car, but ooh, it was not a reliable one. I don't know if it was so reliable like was up the 90s. Yeah. Yeah. Although I still kind of have a little bit of a soft spot for some of those EcoBoost engines. What else can we do? Oh! We could do a toge race. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a toge race. Oh yeah. Let's do this. Oh. Hey, look, we want to give the Miata a head start. I mean, it wouldn't be fair. We got 3 times the number of cylinders as they have. And bye-bye. I pressed the wrong button. Hey, look, you gotta give them at least a little bit of, you know, hope before crushing their dreams. That sounded dark. Whoa, boy. Alright, keep it under control. Keep it under control, Isaac. There we go. Oh boy. I thought the suspension was super smooth and it worked. Yeah. As most of the engine, that V6 was absolute trash. Like, I think we should check his V12. Yeah. Like, in terms of mechanically, like, you know, using some of the full components wasn't bad. It was mostly for, like, the interior. Like, it made the interior kind of feel cheap to reviewers at the time. But holy moly. This is nice. Yeah, Cosworth really helped kind of turn this engine, you know, into an absolute powerhouse. I love V12s. I love powerful cars. I love fast cars. I love cars that go pop and bang when they're supposed to go pop and bang. I love cars that scream, that whistle, that whine. All of that. The Lola Aston V12. Yeah, although that one wasn't all that successful, was it? Or am I thinking of a different one? But I mean, yeah, the Astons of the 2000s with their Golf liveries. Holy moly, absolute nut. Like the older Aston GT cars as well from that time period. They were absolutely beautiful. I'd love to see a modern Aston V8 GT3 compete at Le Mans in like a Golf throwback livery, because holy moly, the new V8 Vantage Evo looks so nice. I'd love to see that in a Golf livery. Yeah. I like the little grocery getters that was secretly engineered. Yeah, the little high performance sport compact cars. Those are nice too. Oh my gosh, those are nice. There we go. Alright, get some power here. Power. Alright, I think we can do the Gold Rush anniversary. This would be a good one. Yeah, oh my gosh, the Debrio. Like, I would love to see modern Aston Martin in, like, that Golf livery. Please. Even if it's just a one-off, like, you know, for Le Mans or something. Like, that would be nice. Successful just that one. Hey, I mean, you only need to be successful once to be cemented in history, right? If you're gonna be successful more than once, so you get cemented even further. But even just once, you know. It's enough. Alright, there we go. Past the Cobra. There we go, there we go, there we go. Nice and smooth. Okay, we're good, we're good. Yeah, I love them. There are certain liveries that are just iconic and should always be, you know, at least somewhere in racing. The Golf livery, the Martini livery, the Castrol, you know, the Castrol liveries. I just want to see Nissan back in racing in general. Like, at least, you know, continue the GT4 program with the Zs. That's the least they could do. But they're not even doing that. Excuse me, Honda, what do you have a solid iron block that can handle 800 horsepower? Yeah. Gotta love the over-engineered engines in those. Can handle the big power. Yeah. Like did they just... I don't know, they're iconic. Which is silly, because you'd want to be the team that kind of continues the torch. And I'm sure, like, those companies have, like, the big marketing, like, that, like, they recognize just how iconic the liveries are, too. Oh, not the liveries. The Zs. Yeah. It's unfortunate there. Like, damn, Nissan, come on. Please, Nissan, get your shit together. Yeah, it's a shame that you have the ban on tobacco advertising. Like, I get why and everything, you don't want to encourage smoking. But granted, I never smoked a cigarette in my life and never want to, but I still find a lot of those liveries absolutely beautiful. The chrome and red Vodafone liveries as well are nice. Yeah, the new Zs they're beautiful, but yeah. Hopefully, I like to see Nissan kind of get their shit together within like the next decade or so. Please, Nissan. I don't want to see you go bye-bye. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. There we go. Smooth operator. Oh, that would be nice. The twin turbo V6. That would be a beautiful engine. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, even like the modern liveries, like the Red Bull liveries, are kind of iconic. It's just a shame they're driven by every melon in iRacing. Like, you see Red Bull livery and like iRacing, you know, oh gosh, they're gonna be stupid, aren't they? And 9 times out of 10, they are. Yeah, add that to the GTR engine. Put in like an Orc or a Delara chassis, you know, something that's competitive. That'd be pretty solid, I think. The Ligier chassis seemed pretty weak though. Although Lamborghini did tie its best finish at 5th at Watkins Glen this past week, so you know, maybe this one I could develop it some, hopefully. Yeah, but the Ligier Nismo GT Daytona DPIs were pretty crap. I'm not gonna lie, they were pretty dog water. They look nice in the green and black Patron livery, but my word, they were so off pace when they were working right. Yeah, they do it. Yeah, the engine, and then also like the aero was kind of. I heard the aero was pretty out of whack as well, which made them very finicky to set up. Apologies, I got a little bit of a tickle in my throat. I mean, it was probably all they could afford. They probably didn't want to spend more money on like building a new engine, so it's probably the best they could do. But jeez, it was rough watching those things race back in like the late 2010s. That's a chungus and a half. They did have the VR30. How much power did that make though, and how reliable is that engine? That might have been an option too. It's almost 150 pounds lighter. 400 stock. Okay, so you could probably get it around like the 600 horsepower ish, and maybe. Depends on how on edge that engine was stock. Might be able to make it up to that. Yeah. So I wonder how well I do in endurance racing then. This is one thing that, you know, for like street, you know, high power builds and everything like that. But when you're talking running, you know, 12, 24 hour races, you gotta detune it a bit to, you know, get that reliability and everything. But at least shows it can make up that power. It at least shows the, yeah, if you're limiting to like 600-ish, you know, and you're running it on like ethanol and everything, or, you know, like the mixed fuel, so you get the cooler combustion, yeah, you might be able to get it pretty solid then. One more turn. Across the line. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. Alright. am starting to lose my voice a little bit. So that's actually gonna be the final race. That's gonna be the final race of the night. I do apologize. I am starting to lose my voice just a little bit. And I wanna rest it so I can be all good. I don't wanna be getting sick. So I am going to be saving the game and ending the stream here. Thank you all. Thank you so much for the good night. I appreciate it. But thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what I'm doing well in the comments down below. If you didn't like the stream, please let me know what I'm doing poorly so I could fix that in the future. With that being said, I've been Isaac Umbras. Wherever you're in the world, whatever the minute is for you, may it be a great time. And I'll see you all in the next stream. Until then, take care everybody. Bye bye.